Banter fam, happy Monday, guys. So good news. We are starting off the week with a nice oversold Bitcoin on the weekly. Okay. And I've been speaking to you guys around a recovery, right? And this recovery is going to be quite important because ultimately we're going to soon see, is a lower high going to come into place? Okay, that's the question. And right now, I do have a scenario of us playing out a rally to around 105 to 110,000. And then we do possibly go into the 50,000s. And that's going to leave us a very interesting point in the next couple of weeks, right? Of should we get rid of our long-term portfolio? But for now, the important thing is we've just started breaking through these short-term trends right now. Okay, and the important thing as well is looking at the Bitcoin dominance, looking nice and weak with the overbought RSI over here too, as well as the altcoins, okay, in the golden pockets, and RSI is just starting to cross. So what this is setting me up for is I do think we are going to have a strong finish to this month. It might be a little bit boring. We have FOMC coming up this week, and we need to speak around volatility that FOMC is going to bring. But I do see a very positive January, right? Maybe into February too. And I still have this play of alt still doing something crazy, okay? And it's all going to come down to this next push up. And I spoke to you guys previously around, it feels like there's two teams here, but we've only heard one side, right? We've heard the red team coming in, the parents complaining about what their kid did wrong and right? We have not seen the Bulls' response. And this week, I am seeing the Bulls starting to come back into response, right? Let's see where they get. Then we'll make the next big decisions. But on the short time frame, we are sitting with a lot of altcoin trade setups, right? I'm seeing Solana start to break trend. I'm seeing Zcash breaking trend. I'm seeing Dash breaking trend. I'm seeing Injective breaking trend. So I have tons of altcoins for us to get ready for some buys for this week and to get nice and prepared. So guys, happy Monday to you all. Hope you all having a great day. No more wasting time. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗧𝗏𝗃. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Squad, how are we doing, guys? Okay, I got a couple of giveaways for you all today. I have $2,000 to give away for anyone that has a 𝗏𝗏𝗃 link. If you have a 𝗏𝗏𝗃 link and you deposit it, I'll give you $500, right? If you just have a 𝗏𝗏𝗃 link, I'll give you $250, right? We will do the giveaways later today, so you'll have a couple of hours if you've been selected that you want to deposit. But anyone that is using 𝗏𝗏𝗃 links, I am giving away some cash. So again, I want to show you over here. It's been a decent month of trading. Okay, actually, it did not trade the entire weekend. So I'm sitting in cash right now. The last few trades that I made, I had a small trade on Saturday where I gave away $2,000. Well, I didn't give away, I lost $2,000. Then the Wednesday, I made $2,000. Tuesday, I made $45,000. And the Monday, I lost $5,000. So last week alone, we're probably up in the areas of around $38,000. I withdrew $30,000 and I went and bought a car for someone on Friday, which is very cool. We got some cool videos coming out on that. But I told you guys, I'm trading this account to support, to make a difference, right? And to show you guys that in a very terrible market, if you look at the same time of this account growing a couple 100%, right, you can see Bitcoin is down 25%. So overall markets have been quite red, but as long as you keep paying attention to just moving with the markets, not predicting it. If you're seeing weakness, you're shorting it. If you're seeing strength, you are long in the market, right? You can actually do something completely opposite to what the market's doing, right? And that's a very important thing when it comes to mindset change, right? As well as not quitting and not allowing this stuff to get you down. There is opportunities everywhere. The market is more volatile than what it's been for a long time. Therefore, moves to the upside and the downside are bigger than what they've ever been, right? Where previously we have a one-directional market. We have a market that's just going down or just going up. Right now, we've seen over the last couple of weeks, we've seen quite a bit of zigzag. So the best thing here is to find a nice little system that is very simple, okay? 3 things to take the trade. Right? A trend line break, a RSI, these type of things to make sure your risk is a lot better than your reward. Because again, the important thing here, and I just want to show you guys here, right, is this was last month of trading. Right? I had $10,000 gains, then I had 4,000, then I had another 8,000, right? So total around $22,000 in gains. Then I had 9,000, okay? Then I lost 30,000. Then I lost 12,000. Then I lost 14,000. Then I won 13,000, then 24,000, right? And if you look at this over here, I pretty much see more red than green, right? So ultimately, I actually lost more trades than won trades over the last, 4 weeks or so. But my green was just bigger than my red. Therefore, up 164%, up $54,000 on the accounts, right? And that's the important thing here as well, is when you keep it nice and simple and your checklist, they are saying 3 things to check to take a trade. As long as they're just paying attention to risk to reward ratio. So meaning that, okay, I'm taking the trade at a rightish area where my risk is low. And if I get it right, my reward's big. And therefore, if you get it wrong and you do it again and you get it wrong and you get it wrong and then you get it right, okay, you're actually in the money. And that's the important thing right now, is to keep it so simple, okay, and just make sure your risk to reward ratios are nice and strong. The next thing as well is to get yourself in a very calm place, right? No longer have this urgency that I need to make all this money back right now. Rather changing the mentality to I'm going to trade when I'm going to win, right? And the more you kind of do that, I kind of look back and I'm like, okay, previously I'd put a lot of effort in making money back quickly. And to be honest, I'd make the money, but I'd also give back a lot of the money very fast. It was this whole fast mentality. The more I kind of slow down, okay, and you're talking to someone that has a extremely high addictive personality, that is in love with dopamine, that is really addicted to the charts, right? Even I could, since last week Thursday, and not do anything, right? Which is something very not easy for myself to do. But the more I'm kind of giving it a slower approach and I'm more focused on the wins, I'm starting to fall in love with the wins. I'm starting to fall in love, with this non-stress environment of me having to rush to do everything. And ultimately, I'm beating the market, right? And that's a very, very, very important thing here when it comes to mentality, as well as keeping it very simple. So big message again, get yourself to a calm place. You're going to be loaded financially as well as educationally, and just happiness within life over the next couple of months. Give yourself time to do so, right? As well as keeping it very simple and not quitting within this market. It is literally going to get to the most boring stage right now. Okay. And you know what? Use this time to enjoy with family, with everything. Okay. But stay as much as you can within the markets, as well as within the shows as well, right? Keep that mentality going and the rhythm. Okay. Now let's jump through a couple of things. So the first thing quickly to speak around higher time frames. Okay, is Bitcoin actually reversed last week's candle, which is good. RSI is at the bottom. At any point now, we should see a speed up. Okay, where I'm looking for Bitcoin to possibly hit this week, okay, within the next week to 2 weeks, is up to 100 to 105,000. Okay, the big resistance for me is 109,000. That's going to be very important to see if we're going to go for another leg to the downside. But nonetheless, we are seeing strength now. RSI is at the bottom, and we should see a good rest of December. We should see a decent January and February as well, right? And remember, I'm still keeping this on because this can be the play. I'm still possibly seeing a very strong altcoin rally that actually breaks the highs. A pump that just comes out of nowhere, right? And that's just because the dominance is still very much overbought, okay? And it's just not breaking to the upside. So it means we are one trend here on the weekly. Once we lose this trend, we're really going to start seeing a fast drop within the dominance. Okay, so when it comes to rest of alts, right, this is still my play on Sol for now, but there's a lot of good areas to buy right now, specifically on the weekly. And this doesn't mean high leverage. This means there's opportunity within spots, within investing, within trading as well, right? And it also gives me an idea that I have been trading, right? This has been trading. Now, the difference between here and where this market's about to possibly go, okay, is here the market was going up and down, right? Sometimes a little bit more down than up, but ultimately it was chopping, right? When the market goes into one direction, I got to realize that the strategy that I was using here, okay, may not work in the market that we're about to go into. Okay, so it's all about just making sure that what I'm currently doing works, but when the market shifts and you're still doing the same thing, it may not work. Now, not to say that the strategy won't make me money, okay, but already look at the difference by me taking this bit of a break. Markets popped off a bit this morning. I'm still not in a trade, right? So what does that mean? It means that if this market starts to go more in one direction and you miss the important entries, you might not be able to get another entry for the next 7 to 10 days. Okay, if you can withstand yourself mentally, no problem. You can be patient, but a lot of people can't. right? So the important thing here is to know that if this market starts to change its play now and does decide to start ramping up again, the same strategies that I've been using recently and specifically over the last 4 weeks, which is this, right? Sol basically went from 145 to 120. And you can see over the last 4 weeks, it's literally just chop, 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 chop. This strategy won't specifically work in that over there. It means that I should be looking at entries now within today, within tomorrow, okay? Knowing that FOMC is coming as well, but looking for entries that I might actually hold. Where previously, if you look at this here, right, there was quite a bit of trades. Okay, so if you look at the last, let's say 4 to 5 weeks, I've traded up to 37, that's more, right? Up to nearly 60 trades. That's a lot of trades. Okay, where I'm looking possibly the next month, I'll probably be trading around 5 times. Okay, so the amount of trading when the market starts to make a directional move decreases a lot. And that's because the market's going to start to be more powerful in one direction than another. Right. And if you're trying to get in and out and trying to short and trying to do these type of things, you know, it might catch you off of guard. So just keeping in mind that a small mental shift this week is important when it comes to high time frames. And what we're waiting for now is these nice big breakouts. Right. And you can see that. Look how close Solana is over here to these breaks. So again, a lot of good opportunities on the high time frame. When we go into the shorter time frame, this is what I'm doing right now on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has broken out of a 4-hour trend, which is good. Right, giving us an indication we probably are going to start pre-pumping FOMC. Right, there's a lot of chats around them cutting rates. Okay, and how much are they going to cut by? So I think there's going to be a lot of excitement when it comes to FOMC. Right, and that's because there's a lot of people kind of thinking that, you know, things might go into our favor. So don't be surprised if the market pre-pumps FOMC. Right, we are starting to break the daily here. Okay, and the important area here is this 94,000 roof. Okay, and we have the bottom here, which is the areas of around 88,000. So what you have is you have this area of where price is about to make a decision. The first sign we're getting is we're breaking the trend, which means that within today, it's very likely that Bitcoin will possibly push up to the 94, 95. If it breaks through there, you're going to see a short squeeze. Okay, and the short squeeze is going to take us anywhere up to this 100 to 105,000. Okay, it might happen before FOMC. Okay, if it does, the play here is it will push up, FOMC will collapse us, drop, and then possibly we will break again from there over here. So the key here is to look at what's available here. Now, the only problem with where we are now is you have seen a little bit of growth, which means these high-end leverage trades that we pay attention to sometimes, right, will not all be available here. It would actually look at lower leverage, slow the amount of trades, catch the bigger move. Right, so I'm looking for alts that are basically just starting to pop through these trends. If you draw this bottom trend line in over here, it gives you a really good idea of where to set your risk. Let's just jump in here to the daily, where to protect yourself. Okay, and all you're looking for is a very good risk to reward. Okay, so you take this tool over here called the long position, you click this in over here, and if I had to risk, that's how much I would risk, and for the win. And if that's what your trade setups are looking like, okay, they're good trade setups. It's getting you into the momentum and the routine of small risk, big reward, right? And that's the important thing. So as you go through all of them, like if you look at Sol right now, right? Sol's here. Let's see if it's actually started breaking the trends yet. Not yet. Very close. Okay, but something like Sol. Sol starts popping through here to these 144s or so, getting ready. This is the entry point. Where is the stop loss? Right? The stop loss is under this daily low that we've made over here. Where are we going to next? Right, so the next resistances, which is the 180 to 190. Okay, you put in the risk to reward tool. You look at, okay, there is my risk. There is my reward. Right, so again, has it popped its head? Not yet, but it can in the next hour. And that then means you need to now pay attention to the risk. So again, for anyone that's trading, you ask yourself this question, right? If you want to trade or make money today. This is breaking out. You're pretty confident it's going to go up. Cool. Okay, what's the risk? The risk is 5% here. So realistically, am I going to be high leveraging this thing? Definitely not. If I want to leverage this thing, my entry is not ready. Okay. If I want to spot buy this thing, it's ready. Right? Let it break through the trend. It's ready. That's 5% risk. Put it in. You can make up to a 40% reward. Okay. If I want to leverage trade, I have to be a little bit more disciplined. Okay. Because I'll lose a lot of money if I take a leverage position now. But if I pay attention to us breaking out over here, And I know that's the breakout points. And we start breaking out. Then the very important thing for me to do is then zoom in completely, right? Look here, there's a lot of green. This is why I don't touch it as a leverage trader, okay? But let it go up, test down, and then break here. Perfect time for me to buy. Then I take my risk to reward tool. It's okay, what's my risk now? Oh, it's 0.4%. Okay, cool, I can 10x this thing because I can risk up to 5%. Right? So again, it's just teaching you, it's not that you can't leverage this now, but right now the spot entries are available. Okay, if you want the leverage entries, let it go, let it confirm that it's breaking out, let it come and retest, track the retest, buy the breakout, tight stop loss, and we go. Right? That's the important difference between the two. Again, if I do get this buy, and when I do get these next trades, I am looking then to hold the trade a little bit longer, because I know the next trade might take a little bit of a while until it actually plays. And I'm also going to be shorting a lot less. Okay. Now, if we look at the next year, let's go through here. I also want to speak about Bitcoin. If there's a pullback, there might be a pullback first before we break out. Okay. If there is a pullback and it comes straight to your trends, okay, perfect. Risk to reward, really good. Now, the next trade I want to show you guys is Zcash. I wouldn't chase it right now, but I do think there is going to be a pullback. Okay, this is the one I've been obviously trading a lot of. Okay, it's now started to break out, which is really good. Okay, and if we look here to supports to where we are now, I actually think there might be a pullback. We'll see. Okay, so let's put this in. Something like this on Zcash. Here, here, here. That is the trigger point. Zcash, good spot trades incoming. I'm seeing Zcash pump up to around the $560 to the $600 mark. Right, so up to a 50% move when it comes to Zcash. I see Dash is also showing some strength. There's some spot entries on Dash just for a trade. A nice little trade up to around the $80 mark. Okay, that's very good. I'm still in Zcash another day. Nice. Let's see Cardano. Cardano's on the verge of breaking out. Keep eyes on that. Okay, so again, today's about slowly filling the positions that are available. Okay, and looking for the opportunities for this next run. We might have one more little pullback over here. Then we start looking at the next push to the upside. Maddie, where's the likes at? Get the likes up. So guys, Blowfin, I'm going to take money out here and pay you guys today. Who has a Blowfin link? You need to give me your user ID. Please do not put your email, only your user ID. You can put it in the chat right now. I'm going to give away $500 to 4 people. Okay. If you do not have depositor funds, you'll win $250. If you have depositor funds, you will win $500. So who wants Blowfin? Who wants money? Who wants money? Who wants money? Let's see. I'm floating but refuse to go underwater. Yes, Maddie. This man, please, sir. Can we have him paid today? Yes, we can have him paid today. Matt says he's taking out of his personal money to pay you, brother. Nice. Yes, who else wants, guys? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Send through, send through, send through. Okay, let's go this one over here. Okay, remember, we will be checking. You have to use my link below in the description. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. Who wants? You have to put your user ID. User ID, user ID. Okay, I'll choose people that don't have the user ID here, but you have to prove it to us when we reach out. So there's a email address in the chats below. I'm drowning. Okay. Just started all of the class. Okay, amazing. Okay, here, please confirm your user ID. And one more over here, Joseph, for you. There is your user ID. Congratulations to you all. Okay, guys, that is it for today. We have a little bit of a just trade what's strong right now until you FOMC. But for me, a lot of spot opportunities today. Loaded up the long-term moves. I am not in any trades right now. I need to wait for a rejection, wait for the trend, and when the risk to reward comes into play, take the next trade. So by tomorrow, we should have a bunch of leverage trades opportunities. And then we have a very big trading competition we will do on FOMC on Wednesday evening, which is going to be a lot of fun. Come through, put some money in your Gravity account. So we're going to be trading the FOMC live action and obviously see what that brings us. Guys, have a great day. Lots of love to you all. Chat to you later. Bye-bye.